He he looked musty as hell, long greasy hair, was always sweating profusely. Like there's no way the guy smelled good ever. It's not possible. I caught a whiff of his breath once because he was my teacher as well. Big Freeze was. And god damn, it smelled like he had been drinking coffee and eating shit for the last few days. Out of control. Hey yo, welcome back to the Mr. Blackman Show. I am your host, Jordan Blackman, and as you can probably tell, I sound a little bit nasally today. I've caught a cold. Fucking can't stand this shit. It's more annoying than anything, really. It's not really that bad, but I don't usually get sick very often, maybe like once or twice a year. But ever since I had kids, they catch every cold that's going around, and then they give it to me. And this time around, I was holding off pretty good. It was about, they were sick for about a week and a half, and I was feeling great. I thought, hey, you know what? This will probably miss me. And then here we are. And cold medicine, which I mean is great, but it only really masks your symptoms for for me anyways, for like 3, 4 hours. And it doesn't make you get better any faster. You're still sick for just as long. You just have to fucking remember to pop pills all day so you don't feel like dog shit. I'm getting too old for this shit, man. I'm getting way too old for this shit. But I was having a conversation earlier today, actually, with a good buddy of mine about my high school basketball days, which were crazy. When I was in 11th grade, we were undefeated. We won provincials. But the more I think back on it, the more I start to realize how fucking crazy some of my coaches were. Like, insane, like batshit crazy. Even though my senior high school coach in particular, like one of my favorite coaches that I've ever had. But depending on if you were his favorite, you might have a completely different story to tell. I had two coaches in high school, my senior coach and my junior coach, both named Mr. Friesen, as they were brothers and both probably equally insane. We'll call my junior coach Lil Freeze because he was just smaller, and my senior coach, we'll call him Big Freeze because the nigga was 6'4", like 250. He was a big dude. I hated Lil Freeze back in the day, but I loved Big Freeze. And I just feel like although they were equally batshit, they were both very different in the sense of I felt like Lil Freeze like to kind of come at you for like personal shit, as where Big Freeze was just this big fucking loud guy where in my opinion he kept it mostly to basketball related shit. But like I said before, if you weren't one of his favorites, which fortunately I was, because I don't know if my sensitive ass could have dealt with that shit the whole way through. But yeah, if you weren't one of his favorites, you're probably gonna disagree with me, and I know a few guys that definitely disagree with me. But Lil Freeze was wild. He was a wild little dude. First of all, the dude was heavily addicted to sugar, like never drank water. I don't think I've ever seen the guy drink water one time. He had flats of Coke on deck, like flats, probably pallets. He probably ordered the shit in the pallets, like, or it was either Coke or iced tea. I remember one time because Lil Freeze would always play with us in our like open gyms and our pickup games and stuff. And I remember one time just being like, damn, I'm parched, whatever. Said some shit like that. And he offers me a sip out of his mug. And me thinking, oh yeah, niggas probably got some water in here. It was iced tea. Like sugary ass iced tea, kept ice cubes in it. Like he liked it a certain way. It was hilarious. And I don't know how he did it because he wasn't like in great shape, he wasn't overweight or anything, but like he didn't look great. And there's no way I could run around for 2 fucking hours and only drink iced tea. Like that's wild shit. But I don't know. Lil Freeze was crazy. I remember this one time in 10th grade. It was 10th grade. We were playing this, another local high school. They were garbage, hot garbage. And I mean, my team wasn't that great either, but I used to be pretty good. And especially if we were playing a team who was hot garbage, I could kind of take over a little bit and, will us a win. And so I remember this one game we were playing, and I'm on fire, bro. I'm on fire at this point. I got 20 points at the half, like 2, 3 dunks. I'm thinking, yeah, like I'm that nigga. Like I'm the man. That's what I'm thinking in my head. But I am playing a little bit of hero ball, kind of going coast to coast, not really getting my teammates involved. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. But halftime comes along, and this motherfucker shit all over me for the entire halftime. Like, he didn't address anything about the game specifically, he didn't address the team as a whole. He got right up in my grill and fucking verbally abused me for 20 minutes. Like, was questioning my character, calling me this and that, selfish and whatever. And he was so close to me, guys, and yelling so hard that he was spitting all over my face. All over me, bro. It was disgusting. When you're watching somebody freak out and you just see that little corner of like white spit, or that little bit of white spit in the corner of their mouth. And I didn't cry, but like, I got welled up in my throat. You feel that ball come up in your throat. Like when you're about to cry, but I had to play it off cool. Like everybody's watching me. And like crazy. You gotta be a special type of nigga to verbally abuse or just berate like 15-year-olds, bro. Like he was like a middle-aged man. Kind of an asshole to say the least. Big Freeze, on the other hand, was quite a bit different. Different approach. Like 6'4", heavy set guy, like definitely way more physically intimidating than Lil Freeze. But he kind of had a different approach, only if you were one of his faves. If you weren't a favorite of his, then yeah, you probably fucking hated the dude. But he didn't really seem to make it personal to his favorites. Like, kept it mostly basketball, in my opinion. But was equally batshit crazy, like equally fucking crazy. Like this nigga, he had one year he had a heart monitor because his stress was so high that he was having like palpitations, or however the fuck you say it. And so they had to monitor his heart, right? And one game, he like opens up his shirt or lifts up his shirt and shows his heart monitor, then threatened to kill us in self-defense because apparently we were killing him. Like, batshit crazy. Like, I don't know how the fuck this nigga was married. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about anybody's relationship because I don't know the nuances, but I can't imagine him not being crazy at home. And but the weirdest part about both of them was, if you saw them like off the court outside of basketball, like some of the nicest dudes ever, like always smiling, always willing to chat. There was, I think it was our provincial finals. It was a tough game. We only ended up winning that one by 9, so single digit game. Up and down the whole time. I was struggling most of the game, and the dude calls a timeout just to tell me that win, lose, or draw, he still loves me. Like, the more I talk about it, the more I'm starting to realize the lunacy of it all. And there's probably some mental illness involved, but at the time, you're a teenager. Like, you don't fucking know what's going on. Basketball is everything to you. You just want to play, you want to do well, you want to get, at least for me, you want to get to the next level. And that's just the type of shit that you had to deal with. But yeah, looking back on it, definitely some mental illness involved. The funniest part about Big Freeze though was the dude wore the same outfit every day, like week to week. Like he had maybe two or three different shirts, and he would wear the same pair of jeans and same shirt for a week, and then he would change his shirt. And he only had like two or three changes, and then it was back to the other shirt. Like he looked musty as hell, long greasy hair, was always sweating profusely. Like there's no way the guy smelled good ever. There's just it's not possible. I caught a whiff of his breath once because he was my teacher as well. Big Freeze was, and god damn, it smelled like he had been drinking coffee and eating shit for the last few days. Out of control. I remember we every year we would go to San Diego for a basketball tournament, and Big Freeze obsessed with In-N-Out Burger. And I'm not gonna lie, In-N-Out Burger is probably like the best fast food joint that I've been to. But he would take us there every day, and thankfully in like the plazas or whatever, there was like other restaurants and shit, so you didn't have to get In-N-Out Burger. But he ate there every day, like twice a day. And on the first day, he bought an In-N-Out like T-shirt, white one. I don't know why, and he wore it every day, every single day for the whole trip. You would just look over at Big Freeze, and wherever we were, if we were at the gym, if we were driving to the mall, he would just have stains all over the shirt. Brand new shirt, stained it with ketchup, mustard, whatever the fuck, and would just keep wearing it, bro. Like weird, super weird. I will say after I graduated though, I think my first year in university, I went to watch a senior boys game, and all of a sudden the nigga just had drip, brand new clothes that I'd never seen before. He had the latest iPhone, which up until then he had like the brick phone from the 90s. Latest iPhone. He got a new whip. Like the nigga was dripped out. So I don't know. Maybe his wife was cracked the whip and was like, "Look, my nigga, you are musty as hell. Shit needs to change." A random addition to all that. The NBA is dog water now to watch. I can't watch it. It's unwatchable. Unwatchable. Lazy, fucking uncompetitive, just bad basketball in my opinion. Like it's just bad. Tell me why. Tell me why everybody just averages 20 or more points now. Like that's not fun to watch. That's not fun to watch for me. Every game, every single night, every game, every team scores at least 120 points. Like what the fuck is that? What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. NFL's still chilling though. I mean, you might have something to say about the misconduct that goes around, but as far as the competitiveness, the fire, every game matters, every play matters. A lot more entertaining to watch. Although I haven't watched a single game this year, or any game for that matter. I don't think I have the attention span anymore to to watch a full sports game. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't sit there for 3 fucking hours and watch sports. I don't know if it's like I, the athlete in me doesn't realize that I'm too washed up to play, so it's hard to watch, or I don't know. But I would rather watch Baby Shark with my daughter than fucking watch basketball at least. But I keep up enough, just enough with everything that's going on to just like piss everybody off that I work with my dog awful takes. I know just enough to make it seem like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm talking out my ass. Like I haven't watched a single. I don't even have cable. I don't even have cable. So, no, I'm not watching games. So, if you're getting mad at my takes, don't, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Unless I'm talking about something from like 2010 and earlier, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Honestly, I don't. I do be seeing mad shit on Twitter lately. I don't know about you guys. I'm shifting gears here in a really awkward way, but Twitter be wildin', man. Twitter be wildin'. I'm not on Twitter, so, but I hear things, I have friends who are, and they just be complaining about that shit. And I will say, since Elon bought Twitter, the use of the N word has gone up 500%. And that's a real stat. That's a real stat. Like, motherfuckers really be out here going bananas since Elon bought it. I feel like it's hard to just step into a brand new company in a completely different industry and fire everybody who knows how to run it. Like, obviously, there's going to be some hiccups and some weird shit because he has all these ideas and things that he wants to implement, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He can't know what the fuck he's doing. I know he's a smart guy, yada, 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 but you got to keep somebody around to, like, keep that transition smoothly. Funniest thing that came out of that, though, was he let people just pay $8 a month to get that blue badge, the blue check mark or whatever. And people were making fake accounts, talking crazy shit. So that didn't last very long, but that's probably the best thing for me personally that's come out of it, because I thought that shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Donald Trump is also back on Twitter, so I don't know if, depending on who I'm talking to, that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I will say this: we get to hear his crackpot tweets that he tweets out on the shitter at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is awesome. I kind of miss that. I kind of miss just reading all the dumb shit that he would say. Somebody asked him too. I think it was Dave Portnoy, or however the fuck you say it, from Barstool. He asked him, "Do you ever regret some of the tweets that you tweet out at like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning?" And he was like, "Yeah," and that's hilarious to me because he was the fucking president at the time. He definitely should not have been running his own Twitter account, but he was, and that gave us endless entertainment because he's fucking wild and crazy. Also, I want to see Mark Zuckerberg go back on the Joe Rogan show. I know he was on just a couple of months ago, but he needs to go back on the show, and Joe needs to like force him to hit the blunt so we could just see, his fucking robot ass geeked out on a blunt. Maybe he would loosen up, maybe he would seem normal. I don't know. I'm not like this weed advocate. I actually recently quit smoking weed. It hasn't been that long, but it's been 3 weeks, it's long for me. I don't think I've gone longer than 2 weeks in the last like 9, 10 years. And I feel good, to be honest. I feel good. I don't know if I'm any more productive. I never really been a lazy person. Laziness kind of pisses me off, rubs me the wrong way. But I do feel good. I do feel like I can think more clearly. My sleep has been dog shit. Been having crazy fucking stressful ass dreams. I didn't have a good dream, or I didn't dream at all for the first like week and a half, and then up until now, I haven't had a good dream. Not a nightmare. They haven't been nightmares per se, but I haven't had a good dream until last night, where I had probably the best dream I've had in years, maybe decades. I was playing basketball. It was like this pro-am basketball game that I was playing in. Bunch of really good players were there. I don't remember who was there. I remember my homie Joel was there though. I don't know if he was playing or watching the game, to be honest. You know how dreams are fucking weird. You can't really make people out. Only sometimes you can, and very few people. But I'm playing this game, and it's top tier talent, man. And I'm going off like crazy and ones. I remember vividly, like, niggas are dragging me down by my shoulders, and I'm still fucking hitting the and one, flexing on the crowd, fucking packed gym. I got 53 by the end of the third. Fourth quarter starts. I check myself out of the game, go into the tunnel or whatever, have sex with my wife, come back out, Can't find my shorts. I'm trying to check back into the game for some reason. I can't find my shorts. Game ends, whatever. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I still had, 53 points in 3 quarters. I go up to the homie Joel and I'm like, yeah, bro, you see that shit? 53 points. And then, and that's what I said. I was like, and then he interrupts me and he goes, and then you smashed your wife. And I was like, yeah, nigga, yeah. And that was my dream. I fucking took my shoes off, woke up, and that was it. Anyways, totally off topic. But yeah, that's been my experience over the last 3 weeks. Maybe I should post it on Twitter or something since Twitter be wildin'. What is it with Facebook too, by the way? What is it with Facebook? I feel like Facebook sucks. Like if it wasn't for Marketplace, I'd completely forget about Facebook. But it seems like everybody that like lives here and I don't know, the lower mainland in BC loves that shit, bro. Loves it. And it's always, well, not everybody, okay, but a lot of people. I feel like too many people. And the only people that are posting on it are people that are mad oversharing, bro. Oversharing like crazy, all their drama, and it's not a good look. So if you're the type of person that posts your drama or like, you know, controversy that you're going through all over Facebook, cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. It's a bad look. You look weird as fuck. Don't do that shit. It's fucking mad weird, bro. I do be on TikTok hella though. I'm on TikTok all the fucking time. I feel like it's the funniest place on the internet. The algorithm is next to none. It knows me, bro. It knows me. It knows exactly what I find funny, and I love it. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, they're listening to it." Don't care. Don't care if you're listening to me. But I think they just want to advertise shit to you and, really just keep you on their platform for as long as possible. And yeah, it's working for me with TikTok, man. It's upped my toilet time to like minimum 40 minutes just to piss. What bothers me is the people who think that they're like too good for TikTok or something, like that's a thing. They seen like one cringy fucking dude dancing on it or the fake getting arrested thing, and they were like, yeah, I'm off this shit is mad corny, bro. And I'm like, you're mad corny, bro. Like okay, I don't want to fucking get anybody mad at me, but my cousin is a great example of this. Is he'll shit on TikTok, say yada yada yada, and then proceed to send me 7 memes through Instagram that are all TikToks. And I'm like, you're already on that shit, bro. You're just sending me shit I seen 2 weeks ago. And yeah, they're fun. It's funny. Like he sends me good stuff, but it's literally TikToks that were popular 2 weeks ago. Like niggas need to stop acting like too elite for TikTok. I'm telling you, it's hella funny though. It's hella funny how TikTok, either you hate it or you love it. Either you don't even have the app on your phone or you can't get off of it. And there is no in between. Don't care what anybody says. Although I will say that obviously TikTok, I like TikTok, and I'm on YouTube a lot. And I don't know, like I like YouTube Shorts. I feel like it's a really awesome place to, just get a quick little excerpt of whatever the fuck the algorithm is showing you. TikTok is more for like my funny shit, and YouTube is more for like my sports content. You know what I mean? I kind of have my algorithms aren't the same on there. I watch different shit on there. Instagram is like hit or miss. I feel like I need to have Instagram for, obviously my podcast and, for my music. I make music as well. Check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, plug. I go by JB Jordan, but I don't really like posting on there too much. I feel obligated to, so I do it. But Instagram's hit or miss for me. Bruh, who remembers BBM though? I was in high school when BBM was popping off. Back then we just had Facebook and BBM. And BBM was wild, man. I remember it was just a competition to see how many contacts you could just have on there. So if you seen, anybody pull out a fucking BlackBerry, you're like, oh, add me on BBM. Oh, add me on BBM. Do you have BBM? And it was like you talked to four people. But it was cool. It was the first like instant messaging that we had on our phones, I guess. So I guess that's why, it was popping off. But it basically was MSN Messenger, which was fire. Yeah, you could make your statuses. It would tell people what music you were listening to. And from anybody, my Americans, they're probably like, oh, yeah, like MySpace. And I don't know if I was too young for MySpace or if it was more of a US thing. I just never really got into it. But MSN Messenger, BBM was the shit. And like Instagram and all this shit didn't come out until after I graduated. So I feel like, I probably have a way different opinion on my, my apps than, maybe the younger generation. Because, I don't doubt that I probably fucking don't use them properly, but it is what it is. I'm old, nigga. I'm old. I'll be 30 in a few weeks, actually. So, and as always, I will leave you with a tidbit of wisdom that is, keep your circle small. Keep your circle small. And you don't have to like forcefully keep it small. If you're a real ass nigga and you have a lot of friends, it is what it is, do you. But I just find like most people don't really give a fuck about you. Most people are in your life because they're getting something out of it. And so, don't wear yourself thin and don't waste your energy on too many different people because, in my experience, there's only a handful of people who really give a shit about you and actually care about you. And so don't spread yourself too thin that you can't, build and grow those relationships because they're important. Scared the shit out of me. And as always, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the Mr. Blackman Show. Blackman spelled Blackman. I know that's hilarious, but that's actually my fucking name. So if you make fun of me, you're racist. Yeah, that's the Mr. Blackman Show. Sauce me a follow on Instagram and TikTok. JB Jordan Music for both of them. And I'll see you here for the next episode. Peace.